around 11 o'clock I will be offline actually, because as a mark of respect for the former president Pranab Mukherjee, we are supposed to observe 2 minutes silence. Okay, so 11 to
Okay,
11
sir.
to the whole class will observe 2 minutes silent. I will be uh, off the track like at the time. Okay, that's one thing. Second thing, how do you feel this? This is okay. I can copy it on a sheet of paper, take a photograph, and does it convey anything to you, or should I? This is okay for you, or I feel that even though I work somewhere for this, I think that this convey rather than in a blackboard. What is your opinion?
Yes, sir. On that day, it was better than the blackboard.
Blackboard is very difficult, no? Because it's very blurred
Yes,
and
sir. Yes. Yes,
now
sir.
that
It
I
was
can
blurred and
not
also
use the paper, take a photograph, and then project it to you through slide. Will it be okay for you?
sir, the network is the main problem. Like if you are writing something on blackboard, it depends upon the network also.
Okay,
It may
fine.
not be visible. But
Oh,
if you are using photo, it can be clearly seen and everything can be explained also.
hmm. Okay, how many of you are here now? 34?
51, sir.
Huh? 51. Okay.
51.
What happened to the other 13? Somebody comes in and then go in between. So at random, I will take attendance. That will be the thing, because you cannot, because you are muting yourself, both audio and video. Attendance is made compulsory. You make it a point. At last moment, you just don't say that I am ill or something. So this is the problem. And how about tomorrow? I have a personal hearing here, so I have to go by around 10:30, because our class is 11:30 to 12:30 tomorrow. Shall you have a class by 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon? Once that meeting is over, I can compensate
Yes,
by 3
sir.
o'clock. So why don't you ask, or I will ask Manjula to cover both hours, my hour and her hour. She may this thing by 3:30. Shall we have it by 3:30 tomorrow? Is it okay for you?
So can
3:30.
you
Yes,
take
sir.
class before 9:30?
Yes, sir.
Pardon?
So before 9:30, do you have time before that?
Why? I've got some other work in my house also.
Okay,
Before
sir. Okay.
30. Okay, 9:30. 9:30 to 10.
3:30 would be fine.
No, no,
No
but
problem.
10:30 I had to be in that premises. That is a problem. But it's not my house. I had to go out actually. I had to go to collector's office, right? So that is the problem. By afternoon, I will return it. Even
Okay,
if
sir.
I
No problem. No problem. Like 3 p.m.
3:30,
is also good.
okay, 3:30
Yeah.
we'll have
Okay, sir.
our
Okay, we can
class.
manage.
Is that okay for you?
Yeah. Okay, sir.
All right.
I was just saying.
Okay, fine. So tomorrow class we are having it only by 3:30. You are able to see the screen? No?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So we are talking about obstacles in chaining. There are three types of obstacles. One is obstacle in chaining, and you can go around the obstacle and do the job. The other is obstacle in so you cannot go around the object and do the things. So you have to apply your principle of geometry and then do that. Third is there is an obstacle which both is causes a hindrance both to chaining as well to ranging. Can you think of such an obstacle? You cannot put your chain and measure it, or you cannot put your so from point A, B is not visible. There is an obstacle that way. What it could be?
So some mountain or something.
Wonderful. Even a small house will obstruct it. No? If you are having a small house over here, then how do you go around? You cannot put your chain line, and you cannot measure also. That case, how will you solve that? Suppose imagine that this, what is that I have put here? It is not a pond, it is a mountain like. So from A you cannot look at B, and from B you cannot look at A. How will you solve that? Okay, any idea?
So this
So what
method
I
was already discussed on that day.
Okay, what I suggest is, so you take this as a small assignment rather. Okay, so everything, the surveying is a process of learning actually. So it is you are taking this as a first assignment. So how will you solve the problem of obstacles in chaining as well in ranging? Okay, solving the problem of, because it's available in any of the textbook. Even if you Google it, you will get it. But just learn it by yourself and then try to understand and make it. And you can send this. How will you can you upload it in your there is a provision here in the MS Team itself. All of you upload your file, okay, by about Monday, within next Monday. That will be your first assignment. Is it okay for you? All of you? So your first assignment is, how will you
Yes, sir.
overcome? How will you overcome? How will you overcome the obstacles?
Sir, we can erect. So we
Yes,
can
sir.
erect perpendiculars at A and B.
Pardon?
We can erect perpendiculars at A and B.
For A and B?
Yes, sir. For the obstacle in vision.
Yeah, both obstacle in chaining as well in ranging. Both obstacle in chaining as well in ranging. Then I will give you one more problem. I will upload it and try to solve the problem by yourself, and then submit it as an assignment, all of you. Okay. So you know that assignment carry 20 marks total. First cycle test is for 20, and then the mid semester is for 30. Okay, assignment is 20, so 20 plus 30 plus 20, it makes 70. 30 mark is your final examination. So 100 mark, it is a relative, because I'm not going to, I don't know whether I'll be meeting you in person. I'm not seeing your faces at all, at least. Okay, that's a real problem rather. I've been put into difficulty, and all of you are virtual, and I don't know how many of you are listening and how many of you are interested. So this is the real problem with us. So that day I was telling you that there's a solution here. Okay, there's a solution. So you can find out the problem here. How we do is, we set out a line AC and AD, and C and D are selected so that C, B, D are in range. So from D you are able to see A and B, and from C you are able to see B and A. So this is the condition under which we go around the obstacle and then do a bond. Alright. So this the solution lies here. So this is the solution for the how we overcome the obstacle. Suppose if the intervening obstacle is in a river, something like this, how do we go about? Okay, so this is the way how we do it. So you select a point C, because this is the obstructed portion. What is that you see here? This is a river. So you have to, your chain line, you have to find out what is the distance AB, and it should be range. It should be also in the range actually. So what you do is you set out a perpendicular AD, set out a perpendicular AD and a perpendicular CD to the main chain line. So how to set out a perpendicular? How to set out a perpendicular with a tape alone? How will you set out? So we will use a Pythagoras theorem, but there is something called one instrument called a cross staff. This is what is called a cross staff. So this is the cross staff, figure of a cross staff, which you can mount it on a small rod, ranging rod. You can fix up the sharp portion of it. This is a hollow cylinder, your conical this thing, which will fit into the sharp edge of your this thing, or at the top of it, you can fit it out. So this you got a vein over here. You know the vein is, so a small thread is being attached over here. They have got a vein over this point also. We have got a vein over here. You have got a vein over here. The metallic this thing is 90 degrees. So this is your eye position. From here, if you see that this will be in a same straight line, and this is a straight line. So these are perpendicular. Each of the straight lines are perpendicular. So the line joining the center of this and center of this vein position. So you have got a small slit over here, small undulation through which you can see. Rather, there is no lens, nothing actually. Small undulation, but that is not visible in the figure. So if you see that there is a slit, so the line joining the center of the undulation and the center of the hair and the extension of it, there is a small straight line actually. Okay, do you get the point? Same way you have got another. So two perpendicular lines are there. So what you do is you will come in range between 2 points A and B. Suppose you want to establish a point at P, you stand in P and then you come in range between two extremities of a line. Okay. Then when you are in range with these 2 points, then you have got your eye position here, and you can ask your leader to come in range with these 2 points. So you have set out a perpendicular. Do you get the point? So in the field, so here we don't have anything in our, you cannot draw a compass or something, drawing a perpendicular in a line. You have a protractor, you can fix up for 90 degrees, but not in the field. So now the field you are using what is called a cross staff. Are you able to visualize what is a cross staff? All of you? Are you able to visualize? Yeah. Are you? Okay, fine. So this is what is called a cross staff. Then next one is you got in the same cross staff. It would be in a octagonal shape, like so. 360 divided by 8. How much is that? 360 divided by 8, 45 degree. 360 by 4, it is 90 degrees. So if you have got an octagonal square, like this is also extended cross staff actually. Okay, it is a brass one. So you will have a slit and a hair actually. So you can set out even 45 degree line actually, not 90 degree. Even for you want to find out you want to set out a 45 degree line, that is possible in this type of cross staff. Do you get the point? So this is what is called the instrument which is being used in a linear survey to set out perpendicular is called a cross taff. It is called a cross taff. Do you understand that? So the next one is the extended version of it. This is the octagonal part actually. This is also a cross taff, but only thing it is a modified version. So not only 90 degree, you can also set out 45-degree line also using this type of. The next comes what is called a optical square. This is what is called optical square. I'll just what is called a optical square. So what is an optical square? You have got two mirror actually. You see the two mirror actually. So these two mirrors being arranged within an instrument. They are the angle of this deflection of the two mirror is 45-degree actually. This is 45-degree. Okay, this is 45-degree. So this mirror is polished actually. This mirror is polished, and this mirror is it has got the top surface of it. You have got unpolished one. So so you can get a line over here. Suppose you are holding it, the line from this, it get incident on that. The image of the point P get incident on this mirror. It get reflected. It come back, and then it get you will get an image of P on the eye hole actually. Do you understand that? I think now time is 11 o'clock. I'll just observe 2 minutes silent and then I'll come back. 1 minute. Thank you. Fine. So these two mirrors are set at 45-degree angle. So the angle here is 45-degree actually. This angle is 45-degree. So in the field of view, you will see that the image from this, suppose you have a ranging rod over here, this point. This is the straight line. Actually, this is the line, and you want to set out a perpendicular to this line at this point. Actually, this point need to be transferred to the ground. So image from this get incident on the mirror over here and get reflected. It get over incident on this here. So on the field of view, if both the images of these two form a straight line, as if there is another instrument which I told you earlier. What was that instrument like? What is that instrument? You remember that? So you see that. Okay, fine. We'll go back.
Line ranges.
That's called a line ranger, no? Where is it? So in the field of view, you see that if they are different, we are not in range. So here in the optical square also, you will have a same this thing. You will have this the image of the two merges. So this is what is called your optical square. Okay. Let me see whether yeah. So image is blurred, but anyway, see, suppose if this angle is alpha, suppose this angle, you are able to see that angle. Okay, this angle is alpha. What is this angle? Suppose I have what I call a normal over here. These two angles are equal. So if this is alpha, this angle also is alpha. This is a principle of reflection. What you have seen, this angle is alpha. So this angle is 45. This is alpha. What will be this angle? This will be 180 minus 45 minus alpha. 135 minus alpha will be this angle. This angle is 135. Suppose this point is x. Let me put this. This is x. Suppose XAB. If I say that alpha, XBA will be 135 minus alpha. Okay. Will it be okay for you? Because all the three angles are 180 degrees. So this also 135 minus alpha. Right? 135 minus alpha. How much will be this? This will be 180 minus 2 alpha. The angle PAB will be 180 minus 2 alpha. Is it okay? You got any doubt? Just ask me. Like,
Can you repeat?
because this angle is alpha. This angle is alpha. So sum of all these three angles is 180 degree. So 180 minus 2 alpha will be angle PAB. 180 minus 2 alpha will be angle PAB. And this angle is 135 minus alpha because this is alpha. This is 45. So 45 plus alpha, 180 minus 45 minus alpha. So it is 135 minus alpha. Similarly, this angle is also 135 minus alpha. Suppose you subtract what is angle EBA, it is 180 minus 135 minus alpha minus 135 minus alpha. If you substitute this, so all these through angle make 180 degree. This angle is 90. So this is the proof that optical square is based on the principle. Do you understand that? The principle of optical square is, so this is the one which I want to say. Unfortunately, it has to be rotated about. I have not made that. Anyhow, this is the figure. Is it okay? Right? All right. Thank you. So now we come back. We are using optical square here. You are setting out a perpendicular and set out a line AD. So AD can be measured out. You can measure out AD. Then you set out a line E such a way that from E you are able to find out EDB are in range. Can you do that? EDB, you are setting out a perpendicular and see that EDB is on range. Then we apply the principle of similar triangle, and then this point is B over here. This has not been, somehow the B is not been mentioned over here. So AB is given by AD by AC, AD into AC by CE minus AD. This is CE. So we are considering this similar triangle, one triangle over here, one triangle over here. So this by this and this by this is equal. So we are finding out what is the obstructal length. So AD can be measured out on the other side of it. AC also can be measured out. CE can be measured out, and AD is already what we have measured. So we are making a small adjustment and then try to overcome the obstacle. Okay, so obstacles in the form of a river. So you can't go around the obstacle. So, but this is a challenge actually. Nowadays we don't use this formula and all. We do it. What we do is we have got what is called a electronic total station. Somebody hold a prism over here and you keep your total station over here. With a single press of a button, you will get a horizontal distance. It's okay, right? So, but unless we learn all these things, we will not be in a position to appreciate it. Do you understand that? Okay. So this is what is called a how you overcome an obstacle in a form of a river. So here the obstacle is that you are not able to measure, like you share the obstacle in both the ranging is possible, but chaining is impossible rather. So this is the second type of obstacle. There is the other one what we call both obstacles in chaining as well in ranging. Okay, so that's one part of it. Right. So correction to measurement. Correction to measurement. So this is some simple formula has been given to you. So we are measuring out in terms of length, linear measurement. Suppose you measure the length and width of it, it becomes the area. Length, width and height of it, it becomes a volume. Okay. So suppose I say that there is a rectangular plot. We have got a length L and a width W. Area is L into W. Suppose if it is a prism of height H or if it is a cuboid, so you say that L into W into H. But in your surveying, you will not get your regular geometrical figure. The regular geometrical figure is not possible. You will have only a irregular shape. So our job is to find out what is the area, what is the volume of irregular shape. That it is not an upper view now. We will continue it later on. So suppose I have a chain. The designated length of the chain is, for example, if we say that 30-meter chain, how many links will be there in 30-meter chain?
150.
30-meter chain, how many number of links will be there?
150.
150. Sometime what happens, the links get shortened. Some it get bent because it's only it's made up of metal, you know. Sometimes it get bent, and you will be measuring not a 30 meter, you will be measuring 28 meter or 29 meter as the 30 meter. Sometimes what happens, because of coefficient of linear expansion, the chain get elongated also. Okay. So what is that 30 meter you will be measuring low. So let L be the designated length of the chain and L dash is the actual length of the chain. Like so, designated length is 30. Okay, actual length is L plus delta L. The delta L may be positive, may be negative also. Delta L may be positive or may be negative also. So you are using the chain. At the end of the day, what you do is you finish your work and then you wanted to check your chain and find out what is the length of it. You are using a 30-meter chain and finally you find that the length of the chain is 30.01. What is the, and you have measured 1.6 kilometer. What is the true length of it? Anybody can calculate and tell me now? Problem? Because it's a class, you have to have a notebook and a pen. Work out and tell me the answer. So designated length of chain is 30 meter. And at the end of the day, I find that the chain is not 30 meter, it is 30.01 meter. and you have measured 1600 meter. Okay, what is the length of the line? Formula is given. Anyone work out and tell me the answer, please? It's very difficult, rather.
Sir, can you repeat the actual length, sir?
The chain is 30-meter chain. Okay, 30-meter chain. I have measured it 1600 meter with the chain. Finally, when I check the chain, I find that it is not 30 meter, it is 30.01. It is 30.01. So what is the true length of the line? The problem clear? Now, what is the true length of the line? I got an answer. Anybody go work out and tell me?
Sir, it's nearly 53 centimeter more than
No,
1600.
not nearly. I want a real answer. Like,
So
what is
1600.5.
delta L by? What is delta L?
1600.5333.
What is the delta L here?
0.5333.
No, it's not 0.5. Delta L is 0.01 divided by 30. It's not. That the length of the chain is 30 meter. At the end of it, I find that it is not 30 meter. It is 30.01 meter. It was 0.01 meter lengthier than the designated length. So L dash, the L dash is 30.01. Okay, L dash is 30.01. What is that? What has happened? 30.01, you have measured it as 30 meter and you have counted as 1600. Something like 100 rupee notes are there. 100 notes are there. You are counting it. Okay. So what is the total? 10,000. Isn't it? 100 note, 100 rupees, 10,000. But actually 101 notes are there. So what is the real value? 10,000 and 100. So what is delta L here? Delta L is 0.01 because 30 meter it is 0.01. 30.01. So 0.01 divided by 30 is what is called your error E, small e. Okay, error E. So 1 plus E multiplied by 1600. What is the answer for that?
So 1599.472.
Pardon?
1599.
No. It should measure more.
1600.5333.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
0.533.
1600.533.
533 meter. 5
Yes,
meter, 0.5 meter or 53 centimeter. You are error. There you got a
yes,
error of 53 centimeter. Do you get the point?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
We have
So,
measured 53 centimeter more than the actual length.
Centimeter is the total error in the chain. The same chain, suppose you are used it for area measurement. Okay. Suppose the same chain, you have used it for a area measurement and you are using it for area. So the correction is L plus delta L by L the whole square into A dash. So A is the correct area, A dash is the measured area, L is the designated length of the chain, and L dash is the actual length of the chain. Okay. So suppose I put delta L by L as your E. So 1 plus E square So 1 plus E square is 1 plus 2E plus E square. So E itself is small. 0.01 by 30 is very small. When you square it, what will happen? It become a insignificant quantity. So neglecting the higher powers, I can say that the actual area is 1 plus 2E into A dash, where A dash is the measured length. Do you get the point? Do you get it? All of it. Suppose I say that, are you familiar with the area measurement rather? Suppose somebody says that 1 square meter, it is the 1 square meter is 1 meter side by 1 meter side square, is it not? 1 square meter is 1 meter by 1 meter. What is the name for 100 square meter?
1 acre, sir.
Huh?
1 acre, sir.
You are wrong, boy.
Hectare.
Acre is different.
100 into 100 is 1 hectare.
So suppose I say that 1 kilometer.
Say 10 meter into 10 meter.
1 minute. 1 kilometer. Something called 1 mile. People used to say that how much is the distance between Tirur and the, they say 5 miles or 3 miles. What is the conversion factor from mile to kilometer?
1 mile, 1 kilometer is 1.5 miles.
1 mile equal to
1.852 kilometers.
1.6 into 1.6 into kilometer.
Meters per 1 acre.
1.6 kilometer. Now, how do 1 mile? I'll tell you. 1 mile, I'll tell you. 12 inches. 12 inches is equal to 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. Okay. FOOT foot. 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. Okay. 3 feet. 3 feet is equal to 3 feet equal to 1 yard. YARD. 1 yard equal to 3 feet. So yard and so those days the people say yard. British way of measurement. Yard. YARD. You get it? So how many inches will be there in 3 feet? 36 inches. 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeter. 1 inch equal to 2.54 centimeter. So find out what is the correction factor between 1 yard and 1 meter. Okay. 220 yards. 220 yards is equal to 220 yards is equal to 1 furlong. Have you heard of this word furlong? FURLONG, furlong. 8 furlongs. British way of measurement. 8 furlongs is equal to 1 mile. 8 furlongs is equal to 1 mile. So 1 mile is equal to 1.609 kilometer. 1 mile is equal to 1.609 kilometer. So this is linear measurement. Suppose if it is a aerial measurement, 100 square meter is equal to 100 square meter is equal to what?
1 hectare.
No.
1 hour.
Wonderful. It is 1 R, A-R-E, R. Because 1 meter, 10 meter is equal to 10 meter is equal to, what is the name for 10 meter in metric measurement? Ten centimeter equal to
Decimeter.
1 decimeter.
decimeter. 10 meter equal to
Decameter.
Decameter. 100 meter equal to
Hectometer.
hectometer.
Decameter.
Hectometer. 1000 meter equal to 1 kilometer. So you have got a decameter, hectometer, and then this thing. So 100 square meter equal to 1 hour. 100 hours equal to 1 hectare. 100 hours equal to 1 hectare. So 1 hectare equal to 10,000 square meter. Kindly understand that 1 hectare is equal to 10,000 square meter. If you convert it to acres, 2.47 acres equal to 1 hectare. 2.47 hectares is equal, 2.47 acres is equal to 1 hectare. 1 hectare is equal to 10,000 square meter. Is that okay for you? So this is the conversion, at least you should know. What is 1 mile? 1 mile? 1 mile? 1 mile equal to 1.609 kilometer. 1.609 kilometer. Right? 1.609 kilometer makes 1 mile. There is another concept called nautical mile. Have you heard of this nautical mile?
Yes, sir.
So when you are flying or when you are going by ship, they don't call it as an miles or kilometer because that's not, because geodetic surveying, curvature of earth come into picture, they call it as a nautical mile. It is the line joining or the arc passing through the 2 points, subtending an arc of 1 degree at the 1 minute at the center of the earth. So r theta is called 1 nautical mile. So you have 2 points. The 2 points, if they subtend an a central angle of 1 minute, so 60 degree, 1 degree is being subdivided into 60 minutes. Minute is being subdivided into seconds. So in the angular measurement, you got a seconds, minute, and degree. Okay. So when you got an arc, the two end of an arc, when they subtend 1 minute at the center, the arc distance is called 1 nautical mile. So that is being measured in meter. So if theta is very small and theta is equal to tan theta, arc distance is equal to r theta, provided theta is measured in what? Provided theta is measured in
Radians.
radian. Wonderful. Okay. So this is the correction for measured area. Same way we have got a correction for measured volume also. So for volume, L into P into H. So this is the formula what we are using it, but this is a crude way. But how a tape can get an increase in length or decrease in length, it depends upon the measurement condition, which we will see it in tomorrow's class. Is that okay for you?
Okay, sir.
Fine. Very good.